Hey everyone, my name is Colin Delayed.
And I'm Melanie Reddick.
And today we gotta tell you about the latest movie we just saw, Spider-Man Far From Home.
This Spidey sequel takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame, where half the population returns to existence after a 5-year disappearance. Returning back after such a long time caused for a difficult readjustment for everyone, including Peter Parker and his friends.
As everyone struggles to get their lives back to status quo, Peter's plans to make the most out of his class trip to Italy. Leaving his Spidey suit at home, Peter wants to dedicate his trip to enjoying being an everyday teen. Unbeknownst to Peter though, Nick Fury has bigger plans for him, involving encouraging him to step up as Earth's next hero.
The first half of Spider-Man Far From Home surprised me by how little of Spider-Man we got. At first, the main focus was on Peter planning an elaborate way to ask out MJ as a setup for the eventual bigger plotline involving Mysterio. I thought it was nice to start off with Peter being focused on MJ rather than his responsibilities as Spider-Man.
What up, dorks?
What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo's. Oh.
With the tone initially being closer to a teen comedy than a superhero movie, I personally found the humor not as strong as Spider-Man Homecoming.
Can you summon an army of spiders?
No, Ned, no.
Do you know him too?
Stole his shield.
Can I try the suit on? Badass.
It resembles less of a relatable coming-of-age story and more as a calculated high school comedy full of unnecessary love triangles and wacky sitcom scenarios.
I gotta disagree with you a little bit when it comes to the humor. I thought the movie was hilarious from beginning to end. The one issue I did have was that I was a little bit disappointed with MJ as a character because I love Zendaya, but the dark humor and comments MJ makes seems forced, and instead of being funny, it was a little annoying. As the movie progresses and we get the introduction of Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, it starts to really pick up and get very engaging.
I definitely agree with you there. While I had some problems with the first half, I really love the second half as Mysterio becomes a major player to the story. The subpart elements are reduced as everything that makes Spider-Man such an iconic hero is amazingly showcased on screen. The second half of Far From Home has some of the most visually stunning action sequences in any of the Spider-Man movies. There's a lot of reveals and surprises in the latter half of the film that sets up the possibility for an even greater third Spider-Man movie that we all have never seen before.
I agree with you on that. The visuals were amazing, and Jake Gyllenhaal was the perfect actor for Mysterio. Personally, I think it lives up to the high standards I have for MCU movies, and on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give Spider-Man Far From Home an 8.5 out of 10. I loved Far From Home and thought that the story flowed really well, and the twist at the end of the movie was the cherry on top, so be sure to stay for the after-credit scenes.
While I very much enjoyed Far From Home, I think it's an overall average MCU movie that doesn't live up to the greatness of their upper tier movies. I'm gonna go slightly lower. I would give Spider-Man Far From Home an 8 out of 10. While the second half delivers on everything you dream of seeing in a Spider-Man movie, the first half is a bit of a letdown that brings the whole product down from greatness.
When you get a chance to see Spider-Man Far From Home, tell us what you thought about it in the comments of our Instagram and Facebook.
Once again, I'm Colin Delayed.
I'm Melanie Reddick.
And always keep your Spidey suit on hand for emergency elemental attacks.
I gotta get you guys out of here. Get on the jet. Who are you? I work with Spider-Man.
You work for Spider-Man?
I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man. New plan.